Do you listen to the words of Jesus? You're a Christian, right? Of course you do. Of course you listen to the words of Jesus. Do you believe the words of Jesus? Again, that's the right answer. Of course, you're a Christian. I believe the words of Jesus. Do you do the words of Jesus? Probably raise your hand again, right? Do we listen? Do we believe? Do we do? They're very different things. All right, we show what we believe by what we do. There's been a lot of talk about balloons and aliens, UFOs lately. But what do we actually believe, right? Do we really believe that there are aliens out there, that they're trying to communicate with us, possibly ready to invade? I don't know, right? Now, it's fun to talk about. Personally, I want there to be aliens. I want there to be up there. But if we really believe that, we would show it in our actions, right? I don't know that we believe that aliens are about to attack. We would just go on about our normal days, go to work, walk through the park, all that kind of stuff. We would be one of them, I don't want to say crazy, but, different people with like tinfoil in our heads and stuff like that. If we believe that. With COVID, we saw it. We didn't believe that COVID would ever reach America. So we didn't do anything because we didn't believe. Right? But we believe a lot of lies. We'll believe lies too. Are we going to believe the truth and live by that? Do that? Or are we going to believe lies? We're going to believe lies and live by that and base our life on lies. The scripture here, it's Matthew 7, something or other. Matthew 7, 24 through 29. Therefore, everyone who hears these words, is Jesus speaking, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on a rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, the winds blew and beat at that house, yet it didn't fall, because it had a foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears the words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, the wind blew and beat against the house, and it fell with a great crash. When Jesus has finished saying these things, the crowd was amazed at the teachings, because he taught as one who had authority, not as the teachers of the law. What are we doing? Examine your life. Examine your walk with the Lord. What are you doing? Are you building your life on Christ? Can you go back to everything that you're doing and trace it to the motive being Christ, his words? The world out there every day beats us up. If you're not a believer, or if you don't have foundation in you of some sort of truth, you're going to get tossed around. The world does all the time. We get tossed around, we get banged up, we get perverted. It just happens. It's kind of like this. We wake up in the morning, we're ready to go to work, right? Maybe look at our phones, and we see all kinds of headlines that might drive you to fear. We see headlines that might pervert you a bit, or get you to be divided, to get you to be angry. So you're already going to work angry, right? You're thinking about all these things. Even though God, the words of Christ, are hope and peace. We'll go to work already angry, already fearful, right? And maybe perhaps you're listening to the people at work, and they've listened to the same things that you listen to, and it's just building up that fear, it's building up that anger, that divide. Or you're standing on words of Christ's hope and peace. Perhaps there's a lot of gossip around your environment. You're taking hold of that gossip. You bring it in, become a little more perverted. Perhaps the gossip is about you, and you get banged up. You get beat up in this life. You carry that with you, and you spew out the gossip as well, right? Instead of Christ's words of love. Gossiping about people is not love. Lying about people is not love, right? Then we have things that we've done, things that we feel like we might be, shame on us. Perhaps we are shaming other people instead of Christ's words of forgiveness, of his righteousness. Right? So we have all these things that are going on in our lives, and I could go on and on and on. And because we feel all these frustrations inside, all this pain inside, all the shame inside, not Christ's words, we run to vices. We become more banged up. We become more perverted. And we never really deal with it, right? And so now we are pouring out our frustrations on everyone around us. We're pouring out our anger on everyone around us, our fears on everyone around us. And these are not built on the words of Christ. And I'm speaking, the Christians do this. The world definitely does this. And I don't expect them not to do that. But Christians do this as well. Then we come to church, we try to get all cleaned up, we try to act like we're holier than thou. When really we've been doing the same thing. We've been building our houses on sand. We need that Christ mindset. All right, so think about that. Think about what we're building our lives on as Christians. All right, we got to listen to the words of Christ. We have to believe. We have to do. Listen, believe, do. Listen, believe, do. Listen, believe, do. Listen, believe, do.